I'm Michelle Carter, and I'm the owner of MCB Nurse Consultant, where I help directors and nurses in long-term care to overcome the frustration and exhaustion of having to do it all. We teach them how to incorporate personality science into their leadership development so they can have better clinical, professional, and personal outcomes. We teach them how to take a toxic environment and turn it into a positive environment, how to recruit staff and how to retain your staff, and be able to build strong teams and strong relationships in the workplace. Before we get started, I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, MCB Nurse Consultant. Today, I want to talk to you about conflict management and conflict resolution utilizing personality science. I've been a director of nursing for over 17 years. So I have had situations where I had to have conflict management and also conflict resolution. But I can honestly say within the last 2 years, from me learning how to utilize personality science by using the bank methodology tool, it has helped me to overcome the frustration and stress of being a director of nursing, trying to implement conflict management and conflict resolution. A lot of us don't want to deal with conflict, and I totally understand. And you definitely don't want to deal with it in a workplace with your team members or team members dealing with it, or even with family members. But it does occur. And a lot of times conflict happens because of miscommunication. And miscommunication happens because we don't have effective communication, we don't have effective listeners, and we don't understand who we're talking to and how they need to be talked to. Now, when you say that, of course you want to talk to everybody with respect. And that is non-negotiable. But in the same sense, when you talk to somebody with respect, each individual values everything differently, and they need to hear those values in the conversations that you're having. And if you're able to understand their personality and understand what personality code they may be in, you're going to have more effective communication, and you're also going to be able to have better outcomes with conflict. Now, what I did in my workplaces, I start utilizing the bank methodology with my team. I say probably about 85% of all my team members' personality codes. We just did it as a quick little game during the skills fair so we can get to know each other. And it's really, really easy. And that's something, if you're interested in it, I can help you get that initiated in your facility. And you can find that out by going to our website and be able to set up a conversation so we can sit down and I can show you about how the bank methodology can help you. Once I implemented that, I was able to understand my team members on a different level. But I also gave them a chance to understand my personality also. And they're able to understand me on a different level. When we do have a conflict, I'm able to sit down with the team member and talk to them in a way that they can respond and they can really listen, because I'm talking to them and using values that are very important to them. And it is a learning process. It's nothing that you're going to learn straight overnight. It's something that you have to go through multiple trainings and learning so you can get to that point. But your first step is to understand the personality codes and understand why it's so important. The reason it's important is because every day we are dealing with our everyday jobs, but on top of that, we're dealing with stress. So we all have different levels of stress. And when you're in a stress type of manner, you're going to sometimes things don't come out always the way that you want, or your communication techniques are not being effective. Now, there could be stress from family members causing team members stress, family members being in a stress mode, and also team members being in a stress mode. They're trying to hurry up. They're trying to get their assignments done. The nurses are trying to get their med passes done. Things are happening left and right. You might have a fall. You might have a person going out to the hospital, and things can happen. You might have didn't get a person getting taken care of time by the time the family came in, and now they're upset. And that's where those conflicts start. But we have to learn to be able to understand the other individuals, their values, their personality, and why they're in a stress mood and why they're upset. And that can reduce the conflict. Once you start understanding that, you can start changing the trajectory of your facilities and of your team. We learn so much as leaders with leadership development. We learn effective communication, and we go to classes and webinars, and we have coaches. But what are you doing as a director of nursing to help your team understand those things? And those are some of the things that we offer in our 6-week program and in our 12-week program. Help the director of nurses to understand and help their team to understand how to use the bank methodology. So once you learn how to use it, your team members can use it, and it will lead to better patient satisfaction. Because why not teach it to your CNAs and your LPNs, RNs? Because they're the closest people to the residents. Ideally, when you're a director of nursing who doesn't like conflict, sometimes it can be overwhelming. But these are techniques that you can use to reduce the conflict. The first one is understanding the individuals that you're working with, and also understanding to put them on the right units in the right neighborhoods. Now, I use the term neighborhoods because that's what I use in my community that I work in. But is it the right floor, the right unit? Whatever term that you use in your facilities, that can be a key component. When I hire a CNA or a nurse in, I go through that process in the interview process so I can see where they're going to be a good fit. That's the first thing. So you want to know their personality. You want to make sure they're in the right positions on the right unit. When I say that, there's a lot of people that can't deal with, or they don't have the personality to be on a dementia neighborhood, or they don't have the personality to be on a fast-paced rehab neighborhood. So to set them up for success, you put them on a correct neighborhood as much as you possibly can. The second thing you want to be able to is you have good communication and good relationships with your team members. So when these situations do come up, that they feel comfortable coming and telling you about it, they feel comfortable for you to be a mediator, and are open for suggestions for you to help them to reduce this conflict. The third thing you want to be able to do, you want to have good relationships with your HR department. Sometimes you don't have to get HR involved, but if you do, you want to have good relationships with your HR department. And you want your HR department to understand your team's personality and understand and get to the root cause. How did we get here? 95% of conflict is not because of that mini conversation that started it. It's a lot of precipitating factors, whether it's stress that somebody else is carrying in from another incident that trickled over to this incident, or is it stress from the family member, or is it guilt from the family member, or is it stress from some other place? But if we can relieve those type of situations, we can relieve the conflict. And start by understanding the personalities. I can help directors and nurses in that. I'm a certified trainer and certified coach for the bank methodology. It has changed my community, and it has changed me as a director of nurse and how I look at things and how I handle situations. It has helped me to tap more into my emotional intelligence and help me to show my team how to tap into their emotional intelligence also. We are working in a very, very conflict type of world right now. There is conflict in so many different areas outside of your nursing home. So you want to make sure when they come into the nursing home that we can reduce it to the best of our ability. Because if that conflict is reduced, then our residents are going to have a better experience. And isn't that the end result? For our residents to have better experiences and for them to be able to have a home-like environment? Well, as leaders, that's our responsibility. I know it can be a challenge. I totally understand, because it's been a challenge for me for multiple years until I learned how to use the bank methodology. And it has changed me, and it's made things a lot easier, and it's taken stress off of me because I understand my team members at a different level. I understand the families at a different level. I understand department heads and other team members that's not in nursing at a different level. So this is something I want to offer to my directors of nurses, to my nurse leaders, and my long-term care nurses. A chance for you to understand and get a chance to learn the bank methodology, I want you to click the link below, which is going to be to our website. We can set up an appointment and we can sit down and have a conversation of how bank methodology can help you. But I also want you, if it's okay with you, if you can just take 90 seconds out of your day to be able to take our personality test. When you take that personality test, you get a chance to see your own personality code. And then we can sit down and have a conversation, and I can go over and explain it to you in detail and teach you how you can use this for your team. We are directors and nurses, and it's our responsibility to change the environment in our facilities. We have so many different things that comes on our plate and so many different tasks that we have to deal with. If there's some things that can make our team members happier, make our family members happier, make our residents happier, and reduce stress in our workplaces, wouldn't you want that for your team? Wouldn't you want that for yourself? Well, that's by using personality science and a bank methodology. It can make things so much easier. It will reduce conflict. It will help you have better resolutions and be able to manage it better. And it will bring your team together because they'll start being able to communicate better. I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. So again, click the link below. Let's have a conversation so I can start educating you in how you can use this in your facilities. And if you don't mind and have 90 seconds free of your time, take a chance to do that personality test. You'll get a $99 report that's absolutely free. And then once you get done with the test, we'll reach out to me, and we'll have a chance that we can have a communication, and I can be able to give you more details about it. As a director of nursing, don't you want to make the change in your facilities? Well, this is Michelle Carter from MCB Nurse Consultant. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, MCB Nurse Consultant. And have a great day.